into the Python beginners to advanced class in Python programming languages. And still with you, your host remains Mr. Simeon Ajumobi. And we've gone through a whole lot of concepts. We've gone far, far away from the beginners. We're right now in the intermediate section. And I know very soon we'll be entering the advanced level by the time we start writing um, functions and some other things. We're going to enter into that one and we'll be building a real life simulator of things like ATM machine, login stuff, login, how can I call it now? Login system or software that would allow you to register at the beginning, dump your details into a list, then ask you for username and password to register, and it will confirm from what you have in the list if those things are in the list. And if it's in the list, it tells you you are welcome, login successful. And if your name or password is not correct, it tells you name or password incorrect, check again and re-login. And if still none of them is correct, both name and password is correct, it tells you I'm sorry, I will have to log you out. So this is all the things we'll be doing in the advanced, more project and project and project, how to see how concepts are being put together. So that is the thing I'll be working on in the advanced section. But while we are here, we are in the intermediate section and you are enjoying this class, I hope. Now, we've been able to work on Python loops, especially the while loop. We have two types of loop. After the conditional statement, which is the if conditional statement, and we look into the nested if that we worked on. We worked on if. Hold on, please. Okay. I'm just using this as a revision. So when you are rewatching this video, you could skip if you wish to skip. Just to explain one or two things to you. So like I said, I worked on the if-else statement, like if condition. Then I did the elif. Then we have a lot of elifs. And at the end, we have the else statement. This is the block of a nested condition statement. Then work on the while statement. While condition is true, while the condition is true, then your statement comes after it. The statement comes after it. So I've been able to do that, and after that, we're able to do. We're able to learn in the while condition statement. We're able to learn increments of loops or iteration increments, and we're able to learn also decrements. Then after learning increments and decrements, we moved into learning a very good concept about break, and we also learned a good concept about continue. So we're able to do all this. I will say before you have a break, a condition must be met. So one way or the other, you can say before you can have a break, you have a condition such as if your condition or your test word, if your condition is equals to or equals greater than maybe a particular value such as 25, then you can decide to say break. You can say break. But if you also say something that if something is equals to 25, you can decide to say continue, which simply means when the looping is ongoing and it gets to 25 and 25 is inside that program, it should stop. That is on break. It should break the loop. It should stop the iteration, break out of the repeat statement. But in some cases, when you meet conditions like equals to 25, the value of 25, continue what you are doing. That means don't stop, get to the end. Then increment will now come or decrement will now come. That is what I've been able to teach you so far, such as I equals to 1, while I is less than 6, which is true. I is actually less than 6, that is 1 is less than 6, yes. So it will print I. If I is not less than 6, if I was 7 here, and say I less than 6, it is false, it will not print I. But since it is true, it will print I as 1, and you add 1 to I until you reach 5, because it says less than 6. It will be 1 to 5. That is a while statement. Then this is a break that prints I. And I said before there can be a break statement, there must be a if condition, just like what I showed here. See, there must be a if condition before a break or continue. Now, you can now say, while this is less than this, print this. But if it is equals to 3, and as far as we meet 3 in the loop, in the iteration, it will stop running, it will break. Then you tell it to increment it. So it keeps incrementing from 1 plus 1, 2, plus 1, 3. Immediately it sees 3, it breaks off the loop and the program stops. And I also thought about continue, which says I is 0. And it says if I equals to 3, it should continue, which simply means when it goes to I and it presses but 1, it plus it plus 1, it becomes 2. It is not 3 yet, it continue. When you plus 2 plus 1 again, plus 1 again, it becomes 3. It confirms it is 3. It does not stop. It continues until it's less than 6, which is 5. Then the program stops. Then the next thing I said you are supposed to take is supposed to be Python for loop. But I'm not going to be taking Python for loop. I jumped into list because you need to understand list first before you can be able to work on for loop. Now, to the glory of God, we were able to work on lists. Yeah, we were able to work on lists. Now, we're going to be working on this list, and I'm going to be doing some things in the list. Starting that last class, this class is actually for this topic, Python lists. Only for Python lists. And I made us to remember that, I made us understand rather, that a Python list is a mutable ordered collection of items. And I say mutable means it is editable. It can be edited. You can delete out of it. You can add to it. You can replace. Everybody who are actually software developer, I know you know the concept of CRUD. When you say CRUD, C-R-U-D, when you are building a software, there's something called CRUD. Let me show you something. List is actually what introduces you to CRUD. There's something called C-R-U-D. Now, in this CRUD, it means you should be able to create in that stuff. You should be able to create new names. Like in lists, you can create new things. You should be able to retrieve. And I showed you how we retrieved. I'll go over it again, and you should be able to update, and I showed you how to update. And we should be able to delete. That was what I've not been able to do, but today we are going to go through it. These 3 operations will be done, and I'll give you a class work to be able to do it on your own. What are the terms and law for creating and for retrieving? For adding, update simply means adding to. For adding and delete. Now, to create means to establish the list you have. So it means, this actually means creating lists. So let's work on creating a list. And don't forget I said a list is mutable. Mutable means editable, ordered. That means there's an order of index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I did a lot of that. Collection of different elements. But today I did that collection of different elements in the former class. Where's list? Yeah, this is list. This is list. I did list to be having integer, string, float, boolean, string, this is integer and this is another float. But today I just wish to start afresh, and I'm going to be doing creating, so we know what it means. So I'm going to say creation of a list. So everybody, I want you, my own is not just to teach, get the money and leave. I'm always happy to see my students doing something out of what I taught them, understanding it. That is why I like repeating things and I like explaining in details. So when you want to create a list, I told you a list is also like a normal variable name that holds a value, such as name equals to Simeon. That is how a list also looks like. The only difference in a list is that list starts with square brackets with a lot of things inside of it. So I'm going to be creating a list. That's what I'm going to be using to work today. I'm going to be creating a list for car models. Car models or models of car. So I'm going to go with car models. Car models. Yes, these car models. How do I turn it into creation of a list? How do I turn it into a list? All I just have to do is to put my square brackets and put everything I have in a string. And I'm saying the first one is Mercedes. Okay, you can tell me another name of another car? Any suggestion? So you can unmute. You said? You said what? Please unmute and talk. Lamborghini. Nice one. Another person with another option. Can you notice is a comma? Toyota. Whoever gets my next car that I really like in my mind will get a recharge card of 1,000 naira. I know Mr. Daniel will not want to talk. Hyundai. Okay, Hyundai. Okay, that is not it. The real model of that car is actually Lexus. I don't know why I like Lexus. I don't just know why I just like Lexus. Who can give me more? Let's just have one more. I think Honda is one car I like also. Honda. Then we can look into Ferrari. Then we add those one. Now, everybody, congratulations, you've created your list. If you doubt me, let's print car models. Let's print car models. Car models. Now let me put it inside a particular kind of formatted output. Like let's do F this. So we can say the model available in the garage for sale then you can put it in car models. Now what do we expect? This is creation of a list. Now what do we expect here? We are expecting everything. Please hold on for me, please. When you type a variable name here and you list all the available things you have inside this place, and you are able to print it out, you have been able to successfully create a list. You've been successful in creating a list. This is it, creating a list. You can create a list by placing elements inside square brackets. Everything we have inside there are called elements. This is a variable name holding all the elements. So you place all the elements in square brackets and they should be separated by commas. Example of a list with mixed data types. This is a mixed data type. My own is a single data type, mono data, single data type. So this is my list equals to 1 apple, 3.142 and true. This is a lot of data types, but this one, just not to confuse you, I decide to create a single list of what we call a single data type called string. Now let's print this out. So I'm going to be taking it step by step. Let's print this out. Okay. It is lists.py. Now this is it. Everybody can see what came out. The model available in the garage for sale are Mercedes, Lamborghini, Toyota, Hyundai, Lexus, and Honda. Let me jump into something that I will still come back to. It's just that it's not looking fine, but I want it to list themselves under each other. I can go ahead and use what we call a for loop. A for loop. That is what I'm coming back into. That's why I'm teaching you this. For models in car models, then print this. So I'm going to be doing, so okay, let me leave this. For models in car models, print the model available in the garage for sales are, you will still understand what this one means later. Don't bother about it. It's just going to list everything. But let me put is here because it's going to list one by one. The model available in the car garage for sale is, then let me run this. You see the difference. I'm not going to clear my screen. Let's run it. Do you see the difference? Okay, it's picking this. Let me do it this way. Let me do it this way. Let me remove all this. Oh, sorry, it's my fault. I'm not supposed to print car models. I'm supposed to print models. It's my fault. I'm supposed to print models. Yeah. For models and car models, print models. So, have you been able to see that? Have you been able to see that? The models available in the garage for sale is Mercedes. The model available in the garage for sale is Lamborghini, one by one as a list. Or, if I don't want to repeat myself, I could do this. The model available in the car for sale is, I'll just bring the model. I'll just bring it down. Okay, let me just do this. Please, I will teach you this. We have not gotten there. I'm only trying to show you something that we can list our output also. Now let's do this. Let me see if I'm going to have it once. Let's see if I'm going to have it once. Yeah. Okay, it still repeated the model available in the garage for sale is Mercedes. The model. I think the only way I can repeat model once is before the for. Before the for comes out. Please, I'm not confusing you, please. I'm only trying to do something reasonable here. Now, it's going to print the model available in the car garage is, then it's going to print only the models out. It's going to list them out. So it's to show that I'm not cramming anything to teach you. It's what I come into the class to do. my inspiration comes in. Yes, and you need to understand it. That's all. See, the model available in the garage for sale is Mercedes, Lamborghini, Toyota, Hyundai, Lexus, Honda. What am I trying to say? Creating a list is just for you to do this. You cannot begin to work with it. So this is successfully creating a list, and you can print the list out. That is all. Print car models. That's just all. This is it. This is the basic way of printing. This is it. Mercedes, Lamborghini, Toyota, Hyundai, Lexus, Honda. Just listing it one by one is using a for statement that I used earlier on. So that is all about listing a car model. Oh, I said listing a car model. Yes, ability to create a list. I mean, that's ability to create a list. That is how you can create a list. Let's move on. Now, we want to access elements in the list. Like I said something. Everybody, don't forget, I said I'll be going one by one. Please, retrieval. That is accessing. You understand? Update means adding to. Delete means removal. So when I say creating, I'll be talking about create. When I say accessing, I'll be talking about this. And when I say update, I'll be talking about adding. When I talk about delete, I'll be talking about removal. So that is all about the creating of a list. So what I just did in just something like you get about it in listing, how I can list letter for letter or word for word is using a for statement, but you will understand it better when I come to a for statement. So my mind is telling me to go over it again and do the normal printing and the for statement normally. So I'll say for, so you can just know how to list out for models in car models, then print models. Yeah, don't worry, I said I'm going to explain this, trust me. It's just part of the creating. I don't want to jump it. I don't want to jump that side. I just need to do fulfill all righteousness. Then it goes like this. Yes. This is exactly how a normal list should show. You see, it's showing in a single line when I used the ordinary print, but it's showing line after line. It's iterating through those lists. When I use the for statement. You will understand the for statement we've not gotten there. Okay, you understand it very soon. So that is how you can create a list. Now the next thing says accessing the first element in the list, the second element in the list, and so on. How can we do that? So let us access an element in the list. I don't know how we should do it. Let me remove this. Maybe we can access a list by saying, like I told you in the last class, this index is starting from 0. That is why we call it ordered element. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5. Yeah, so we have actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 elements in this list, but according to Python know it as 0 to what? 5. 0 to 5. So when you want to access a particular index, you call the index by a square bracket and put the number inside, either a 0 or a 1 or a 2 or a 3 or a 4 or a 5. That is how you access that particular place. What am I on right now? I'm on accessing. That is retrieval. Yes, try to know what is inside the list. Try to know what is inside the list. So when you say car, I'm going to be calling on you one by one. Please, you unmute yourself. Ebuka, when I say car models index of 3, what do I mean? What do I mean? What is going to come out on the screen if I print car models of 3? I want to access. Yeah, I didn't hear you. Never. You are wrong. Never. You are very, very wrong. 0, 0, 1, 2, 3. It will print iron die. I told you 0 is the beginning for a list, not 1. There are actually 6 here, but Python sees it as 5. As 5, that is 6 minus 1, 4, and 5. 5. This is how Python sees an index. It's actually an index of not number 1 Mercedes, number 2 Lamborghini. No. Index of 0 Mercedes, index of 1 Lamborghini, index of 2 Toyota. That is how it is. So when I say, I put a variable here and say position of model equals to, I'm saving whatever is here. I'm saving it inside here. Whatever is inside the index of 3 will be printed out here. So if I print position of model, everybody trust me, what is going to be coming out? Trust what is going to be coming out. Iron die. Iron die is the position of index 3. It is iron die. Let's go. Let's move forward. I'm going to be calling another person. Position of 4. Mr. Samuel. Position of 4. If I print it out, what are we going to have? Let's confirm. Let's confirm what we have. Lexus is correct. Lexus is correct. Now, Mr. Daniel, position of 2. What are we going to be having? Position 2. Toyota, let's confirm what we have there. Toyota is correct. Very good. Toyota is correct. And Mr. Buka, lastly, position of 6. What do we have there? Position 6. What do we have there? Mr. Buka, position 6. What do we have there? So there is nothing at index 6. There's nothing at index 6. So it's not going to retrieve anything. It's not going to retrieve anything. So all it's going to do is to give us a particular kind of error, that there is nothing in that place. That is it. It's going to give us error. The error says line 22 in the module position of this thing, car model 6, error list index out of range. List index out of range. The range is 5. So you need to correct yourself and come back here and put 5. Then this gives you under. Then this gives you under. That is it. Now that is how you can retrieve. That is how you can retrieve. But we have many other retrievals. This is not the only retrieval. We have how you can retrieve an information such as this. I want to see who can guess. What does this mean? Who can just guess? What does this mean? When you write 1 to 3, what does it mean? Now let's run it. Let's see who gets this guess. It's actually a wild guess. So I'm not actually on creation anymore. Sorry guys. I'm now on retriever. Retriever. Is my English correct? Retrieve. Is it like this? No. Pardon my English. I don't understand English. I can't speak good English, but I can program very well. So everybody says it's going to give us car model is between 1 to 3. It's going to give us Lamborghini to Hyundai. Somebody says it's going to give us what does Mr. Buka say? Buka said it's going to give us Mercedes to Toyota. Okay, let's see what it's going to give us. It only gave us Lamborghini and Toyota. Lamborghini and Toyota. Why did that happen? Let's look for it. Let's look for it. Why did that happen? Okay. Okay, no. Let's look at, no, this is not it. There's an explanation. This is concatenation. Yes. Slicing to get a part of the list. My list 1 column 3 output orange and true. So orange and true in this list gives us, let's look for orange and true. Okay, apple and I'm coming, they changed, they already added something. Okay, one way or the other, what this simply means that it's going to print out, if the output actually is Lamborghini and Toyota alone, it simply means it's printing position 1, is printing index 1 to position 3, index of 1 to position of 3. That's what it means. Now let's try 4. Let's see what is going to come out. Now you see it's trying index 1 to position 4. Hope you guys get that. I'm trying to retrieve something from index. The first number here stands for index, while the second number here stands for position. So if I say 0 to 5, who can tell me what will come out? 0 to 5, what will come out? I'm waiting for response. It's going to start from Mercedes as index of 0 and print through position 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's going to print from Mercedes to Lexus. That is it. From Mercedes to Lexus. That is what it's going to print out. So that is how you can retrieve using and indicating index to positions. Then part of retrieval, we have something called retrieving the last element. What is the last element? Let's assume we don't know what is in the last element here. You can use -1 to indicate the last element. We don't know what is in the list. And I'm trying to look at the database. Retrieve for me, Python, what is inside the last element in the list. So when we do this, and you do lists, you'll be having under. Under is the last element from the back. Under, can you see? Under is the last element from the back. So this is anytime you see -1, you're saying this. If you say -1 to 3, let's see what will come out. -1 to 3 is going to be from the last Lexus and ion die. So it could be under and ion die that might come out. It could be under Lexus and ion die that could come out. So let's work on the practical. When you are practicing on your own, I would like you to play with numbers like this too. So it's giving us empty. It's giving us empty. It means this minus can only be used to access things from the back. What if I say -3? What does -3 means? -3 says under. Where does ion stays? 1, 2, 3. -3 index from the back. 1, 2, 3. -3 from the back means elements from the back to the third position means minus. Now, that is how we can access and retrieve. I've been able to fully explain creating of a list, accessing of a list. Now, adding of a list. When you want to add a list, access the last element is -1. When you want to add modifying an element, modification means updating. Modification means updating and adding. Okay, everybody, let's do two types of modification that we have. When we talk about CRUD, retrieval, when we talk about updating or adding, those are the two actions in the CRUD in updating. Updating an addition to a list. So we are going to be updating this list and we're going to be adding to it. So let me delete everything we have here. I think it's here. How can we update a list? How can we update a list? The way we can update a list is by calling out the position and telling it what it should replace it with, such as car models. Okay, with an index of, which one should I change? I want to change ion die. I want to change ion die to something else. 0, 1, 2, 3. Ion die is number 3 position. I'm calling that position right now, and I'll say change it to Ferrari. Yeah. Please, is Ferrari double R? Is Ferrari double R? Please, lover of cars, please correct me. Is Ferrari double R? Thank you. Ferrari is double R. So what I'm saying here is, let me write what I'm saying here on that so you guys will be getting it. What I'm saying here, I'm saying whatever is in index of 3, which is equals to index 3 is 0, 1, 2, 3. Ion die. That ion die should be now replaced with Ferrari. That's just all. So it will not print Mercedes, Lamborghini, Toyota, Ferrari, Lexus, Honda. No more ion die in the list. That means I've updated the list. Because many people will build a software, they will spell the name of a child or a staff or an employee wrongly, and all you just need to do is to bring everything in. Sorry, I printed the wrong thing. Car models equals to Ferrari. I'm supposed to print car models, not more position. No more position. Car models, no more position. I've removed position. So if I print car models, now look at it, everybody. We now have Mercedes, Lamborghini, Toyota, Ferrari, Lexus, and Honda. No more ion die. Despite in our code, In our code, we still have it so boldly here as under, but coming out as an update to the system, it means we have changed it, we've updated it. That is what we call updating. And what do we use to do updating? The index location equals to the new value. That is what we call updating. Now, addition to the list. I'm going to be adding to the list while I'm going to be leaving this one. I'm going to add to the list. And when you add to use list, you use a word called append. Append. Like, let's look at it. This is list 1 equals to, this is modifying a list. Then the person calls the list and in the index location of the list and say orange should replace what we have before. So this is append. Append. When you do my list dot append new item, it saves it into the end, the extreme end after under. After under. That's where the thing we get to. So if I create a new list, I can call it updated list. Equals to car models dot append. Then I can give it a name. What kind of model should it append? What kind of model is not here? I think what Bugatti is not here. Bugatti is not here. So we are going to append Bugatti to the extreme end of the list. So we're going to be updated list equals to car models dot append Bugatti. So you are saying updated list should not be equals to these car models, please add Bugatti. That's what it means. Dot simply means please add Bugatti. So let us do this. You can see what happened now. You can just see what just happened. Mercedes, Lamborghini, Toyota, Ferrari still remains, despite it is Hyundai that we have in the list. But because we've updated it and we've added Bugatti to it, Ferrari and Bugatti is showing in this list. Ferrari and Bugatti is showing in this list. Mercedes, Lamborghini, Toyota, Ferrari, Lexus, Honda, and Bugatti. That is how it works. That is how it works. So that is all about updating and addition to a list. Now the last one, like I said, is delete. Delete is removal. When you want to remove from a list, how did you remove from a list? So you use the same way such as append. I'm coming. Okay, this is append. The way you append new item, you can also remove an item. You can also remove an item. The same way you say dot append new item, you can say dot remove new item. So we are going to go there and try one or two things with this. We're going to update it and remove something. So if we call this updated list, I'm going to call it updated list 2. And that's what we are printing out. Updated list 2. So what do we want to do in updated list 2? We're going to be calling car models. I want to say dot remove under. dot remove. Make sure you spell the under perfectly. Make sure you remove you spell the under with capital H, capital H. Yes. I've asked you to add Bugatti and replace Ferrari with Hyundai, then add Bugatti to the list, and this time I said it should remove Honda. So let's run it and see what we're going to be having. Honda is not supposed to show in this list anymore. Honda is not supposed to show. Yes, it worked. Ferrari remain updated, Bugatti remain added, but Honda is gone. We have removed Honda. Honda is gone. That is all about deleting. So to delete a file, you can decide to use dot remove. Put the name of the file or the name of the word, then it will remove. That's all about that. So let's see other actions again in a list. Let's see other actions again in a list. We've done dot remove. Then the length. Yes, I love this so much. The length of a list or of a word or of anything is called length. Please, it's called what? Length. Now let me stop all this. Let me comment all this out and show you what a length does. If I say sentence equals to I love God so much. I want to know the number of elements in this string. Same also, I can know the number of elements in a list. Okay, how many letters are in this list, in this sentence? Now, let me look for it. You just have to do is to say length of sentence equals to length, then put the sentence inside. Sentence, that's it. Length of sentence equals to length sentence. This ELEN does the job automatically for you. So what I'm saying in essence is when you print length of sentence now, when you print length of sentence now, all you are going to be seeing is how long or how many letters this sentence have. Let's run it. 18. Wow. 18. So the length of this thing is 18. That is to know the length is 18. So how can we know the length of a list? How can we know the length of a list? It's very easy, just like what I did now. All I just need to do is to come and know the length of the updated list. So I can say updated list 3 equals to car models length of car models. Length of car models. Yes, it's going to pick the number of elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to turn this place to 6 and save the 6 into updated list 3. So one way or the other, updated list 3 becomes this. That is it. Updated number saves the length of elements in a list. It saves it into that variable. So that's a updated list equals to 6 because we've done length of the list. So let me run this and see what we're going to be seeing on the screen. And okay, I have this, the length is not coming out. We have this 3, we have append, we have remove, we have okay. I'm supposed to be printing updated lists. Updated list 3 is the recent list I want to see. That is it. 6 is the number of elements inside. Let's count it ourselves. 6 is the number of elements inside. Let's count it ourselves. Now, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is the number of elements. So, when we say length of car models inside updated 3, it means it's saving 6 number, the number 6 inside updated list 3, and this will print it out. So I can write an F formatted output for it and say let me continue with how I want to bring out the list number out. So I want to say the length of the list is updated list 3, so you guys can understand. Updated list 3 is going to be the length. So when you click on play, it runs it automatically for you. Yes, it's out. The length of the list is 6 elements. 6 elements. So that is how to do that. That is how to go about that. That's how to go about that. About length. About length. What is the next thing? Length of the list using length. That is what I just did now. It shows the length of the list. And now concatenation of lists is very easy, just like 1, 2, or 3, like addition. Now let me do this and do concatenation of lists. So I'm going to be doing comment of concatenation of lists. Now concatenation of lists means adding 2 lists or more lists together to form one. So I'm going to be saying lists 1 equals to, let me create a list of numbers 1, 3, 78, 90, 56. If I have another one again called list 2, and I have 2, 6, 80. I don't want the numbers to be the same. Let me do 94, and let's do 65. Now excuse me, to add this, concatenate these 2 lists together is so easy by saying combined lists and say equals to list 1 plus list 2. They just print out your combined list. That's all. Print combined list. It's going to print this one first and place this one beside it. That is what it's going to do. So let me run it Okay, sorry, 1.4 is not right. It should be 1.4. Can you see Python is very, very meticulous? It looks at every details, even when I know what I'm supposed to do and I use the wrong thing. Can you see what it's giving us now? So 147890 56, then we have 2 next, 6 80 94 65. That is what we call combined lists or concatenation of lists. This is almost similar to what we call string. When you add 2 strings together, it does not give you a reasonable answer. So that is how a combined list look also. We've done this printing my location between index 1 to position 3 and it was giving us 2 answers. We've done this, and you can use a for loop to iterate through a list and access each element. That was what I did earlier. Here, that I use a for loop to be able to get something meaningful, to list something from inside our list. Let me take this and repeat that for loop again. And let me repeat that for loop again. So it goes like this. For loop for a list, create your list first. That's my list. I've created my list. Then I'm going to be doing a for loop for models in car models. Then print model. I'm going to press enter now, and I'm going to list everything out one by one. It's going to list everything out one after the other. Okay. Model. There should be models. Okay, it's models, guys, not model. So I'm going to be playing this, and we have this coming up. Yes, and it's working. Mercedes, Lamborghini, Toyota, Hyundai, Lexus, and Honda. That is what we have. That's what we have. And I hope you are understanding the class up to this moment about concatenation, about for, about updated list, append, remove, and length of a list. I hope you understand it. I would like you to also to practice it. If you have your system there with you, create a list and print it out. Everybody, I want you guys to do that. Then when I come back, I'll be doing, I've done a for, I'll be doing a talk over all this. I'll be doing a talk over common list method, and I'll be giving example of how they work. Then we're going to be entering into just one class work that we're going to be making use of length of character, and that's going to be our project for today, using an if statement and so on, and a length, and that is going to bring out going to make it the end of the class for today. So at this point, I would like to ask if anybody understand or have questions, so I'll be able to give my class work. Then I'll give you 5 minutes. Then after 5 minutes, I come back and check how far you've been able to solve the equation. So any question from here? So that is how we understand the view of how we can create, how we can update by using append, how we can also update by calling an index and changing the value that is inside, and how we can delete by using remove, and also how you can check the length of your list by making use of the length length function called len inside brace brackets. Then you put the voice, or I say the voice, you put the name of your list inside of it. So let's proceed into a quick summary of actions and more actions in lists. So I did combined lists, also how you can combine two lists together. This is list 1, this is list 2, and you can combine the list by adding a plus and you print it out, and that is all. And I did a for to list out everything in the list one by one. That is what I did. So I'm going to be removing all this. I'm going to be removing all this. Then I'm going to be coming to here. I did this also from index to position, from index 1 to position 3. So I know we understood that in that previous in the later class. And you can use a for loop, which I've already done for item in my list, print item, for model in car models, print models. Now these are common method in the list. We have append, item. That is when you say my list dot append item, whatever item you put here shows in the new list when you print it out. You have insert, that is index of item. That means this one we did earlier before, that we say my car models, and you put 0 inside and you put a value, only fix at that particular one. But this one calls a specific index and fix a particular item in that index. So if you say 0 and put an item there, that means it's going to put that item in the index of 0, that is the first position. It's going to put it there. That's what it means. When you say pop index, when you say pop index, it simply means when you say pop and you put 0 or you put 1 or put 2, it removes and returns the item to the specific index. Default is the last item. So somebody is trying to join. So we have sort. Sort is the listing in ascending order or descending order, but it only works if the list contains a certain element that can be compared, as numbers that has low value, high value, and so on and so forth. And we have reverse. I love reverse. Yeah, I'm hearing you. So working with pop, when you pop an index, it removes that index and return the item at the display interface. But if you don't put anything inside the pop, it will go to the last item and pop it out. That is what it means. It will push it out and display it. So when you say something like updated list equals to car models dot pop, when you do car models dot pop and you print updated list, when you print updated list, it goes to the last one by default and pull it out and work only with this and leave this one alone. It will leave it alone. Now, I can do some other things after this pop. I can now tell you that that thing that it popped to, how many letters are in it. You understand? I want to know how many letters are in under. So I can say um I can say sentence sentence length. Sentence length. I can decide to know sentence length of this pop, which is default is under. What is the sentence length of updated list? Sentence length equals to length of updated list. Then I'm going to be printing sentence length. Now, what I'm trying to do is like, I'm trying to bring out only one thing and I want to begin to work on that thing. I can decide to print that thing. I can decide to say if it is under, then print that is the car I want to buy. So a lot of statements could go under it, but you using pop simply means you've selected this by default without indicating index inside of it. So let's see what this one does. Can you see? 5. It popped out under and it counted how many letters are in under. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the output was 5. The output was 5. So we can decide to pop another thing entirely. We can decide to pop another thing entirely. I'm coming. I can decide to pop another index of 0, 1, 2. Or let me pop Lamborghini 0, 1. Pop 1 and I print updated list. It's going to print Lamborghini for me. That's Lamborghini. That's Lamborghini. But if I want to do some operations with Lamborghini, I can decide to say how many letters are in what you popped out for me. Now, I want to know how many letters are in whatever thing I ask it to pop. So I can go ahead and say, instead of it bringing out Lamborghini for me, it's going to be giving me how many letters in Lamborghini is supposed to be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is correct. 9 is correct. So I can decide to write small things and say, if I pop 1, that means I selected 1. Pop means selection out of the list. Discard every other thing and pick only that particular one. So I can decide to say if updated list is equals to Lamborghini. Sorry. If it's equals to Lamborghini, then I can say buy the car. Can you see how I'm putting more statements? Buy the car. Else it is not Lamborghini. Else then it is not Lamborghini. I would say patronize another dealer. Now, I have decided to pop to check if it is Lamborghini. Now let's assume we do not even see the list. We can't even access the list. We are only writing a program to check what is inside the list we have up here. And you are looking for Lamborghini and want to see if Lamborghini is what we are actually selecting. I will actually say we should buy the car. But if it is not Lamborghini, we will say patronize another car dealer. So if I print this and pop location 1 or pop index 1 is actually Lamborghini, it will say buy the car. If it is not Lamborghini, it will say patronize another car dealer. Then we are looking if it is Lamborghini. Oh, it's Lamborghini. It's telling us to buy the car. Can you see it now? Can you see it? How I put other statements under. Then yes, then if it's not Lamborghini, if it's 5 and it's not Lamborghini, do you know we can't see the list now? We can't see the list. We don't know what is there. So by the time we go and decide to check what is there, what should we do? We say, oh, patronize another car dealer. Patronize another car dealer. That means it is not Lamborghini. So in a nutshell, that is what pop means. Pop means pick that particular value out and begin to do some things on it. Then we have sort. Sort the list in ascending order. Only works if the list contains elements that can be compared. Elements that can be compared means we have elements such as M, L, T, H, L, H. So you can compare alphabetically. H comes before L, L comes before. So it will actually sort it. So it's going to be called updated list car model dot sort. Car model dot sort. To make use of that in school report card or in school portal. When you are writing a backend development work and you are building for a school, you begin to tell your software to automatically sort their name in ascending order. So now I'm going to be printing updated list. I'm going to be printing updated list and remove this. So let's see if it's going to work because it is scattered everywhere. In fact, is there a name of any car that starts with X or starts with Z? I think Xterra. Xterra starts with X. Xterra starts with X. So and let's see if it's going to rearrange Xterra and drop Xterra to the back. Let's see if it's going to rearrange Xterra and drop Xterra far end here. So let's run this. Let's see if it sorts it. It says none. It can't compare string. But if it is integers, I'm sure it's going to compare it. So what it's being used for is for comparison and sort them. Then reverse the orders of the list. Then Honda comes to the front, Lexus follows, Hyundai follows, Toyota follows, Lamborghini, then Xterra will now be the end. So that is what we call, if you do the updated list and you do reverse. If you reverse this, it's going to print the list. I'm supposed to even first print the list and print the reverse so we can see if it actually works. So I'm going to be printing car models here. I'm going to be printing car models here. So we're going to be seeing what is going to come out and we're going to reverse it and see what is going to come out. You understand? We're going to reverse it. I'm going to see what is going to come out. Okay. So let's do this. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, it said external means this Lamborghini is a, I said you should reverse. It's telling us none. Didn't we do our code very well? Okay, let's see this way. Reverse this. Yes, reverse car model. Let's try it this way. Oops. Did you mean reversed? Reversed is not defined. Did you mean reversed? Okay, reversed. Is it reversed? Okay, it's reversed. It's a class. It's reversed, not reverse. Pardon me. Let's clean it up. Then let's do this. Okay. Extera Mercedes Lamborghini Ender that list reversed editor and well, reverse. We are going to be using that in the next class. We're going to work more on reverse. Let's see how we work on reverse. It's either it is dot reverse car model or car model dot reversed. So that is one thing that is not working here, but that is a small thing. Definitely next class while doing my revision I'll talk about it. So I know its job is to reverse the order of the list. Then look at this. Fruit equals to apple, that is creating. Fruit dot append orange, that is adding an item to the list. Fruit dot remove banana is to delete banana. Fruit one is location story, is to modify, that is to update. Print fruit, then you have something like this. List are ordered collection of items, and that is in summary. List are ordered collection of items. They are in order. Elements in a list can be of different types, not just one particular one. Lists are mutable, meaning you can change their elements. You can add, you can delete, you can remove. Common list operations includes appending, removing, slicing, and iterating. That is the end of the class. Thank you. Hope you understand the class very well today. Hope you understand the class very well. So that is the end of the class. Thank you so much. No question? Okay, now says you're welcome. No question, right? Thank you. I'm going to be uploading this also, possibly tomorrow. I'm going to be uploading it so we can get it in YouTube and try to keep up. But please, when you are coming next class, try to work on reverse. How you can work on reverse. How does reverse work in a list? How does reverse work in a list? So we can study that together. Nobody is an island of knowledge. Thank you. So I'm going to be learning new things again next week by the time we meet. And there's going to be a special announcement next week for us all. I'll drop it on the group. Everybody must come. There's a special announcement next week. Thank you. Have a good night rest. Bye-bye.